Hey guys, it's Miss Stacy. How are you all doing today? I'm back again with another art project this week, and this week we're going to do a handprint lily out of construction paper. Now I've already done a couple of them. The girls have helped me with their handprints, and it's been very helpful to be able to show y'all how to do this. But all we're doing is we're creating just a little bitty tiny handprint lily out of construction paper today. I had different colors, and you can use pink, you can use blue, you use white, whatever color paper that you've got. You can, even if you have white paper, you can just color it, okay? But first thing you do is you put your handprint down on a piece of paper, and then you draw out your handprint and you cut it out, okay? Now, dads, grandpas, this is something you might be able to secretly help them with, and that way they can surprise mom on Mother's Day with a handprint lily, okay? Alright, I'm going to put my phone down to where you can see what I'm doing, and then that way you can get an idea. So hold on just a few minutes. Maybe you can see pretty good here. Alright, so like I said, I've got me a handprint here. This is one of the girls' handprints that I've used. I had a whole construction sheet of piece of paper, but I've made a couple flowers. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with making the stem first, which is this part right here. So we have our stem, we have our petal, and we have our little flower, okay? We cut it in half in about little 2-3 inch strips. So we're going to make our stem first, and what we're going to do is we're going to take our pencil. We're going to try to line it up to where when we roll this, we roll it all together at one time. Hold it tight as you roll it. That first little step's a little tricky, but once you get it, all you got to do is roll it. Hold it together, and you have a stem wrapped up in a pencil. Now I'm using tape because glue takes a while to dry. If you've got hot glue, this may work a little easier, but I seem to think that tape works just as good too. So we're going to put a little strip of tape right here on top of this one. And we're going to hold it down to where we have a pencil wrapped up in paper. We're going to leave this end open for right now because we're going to add something to it in just a few minutes. Now, sometimes I get my pencil to come back out, like this time. Other times, if I don't, you can take another pencil and just shove it in on one end, and it'll push the pencil out. Alright. Now, so we've got our stem. Now we're going to make this little yellow part. Okay, I have a little strip of yellow paper, and I'm just cutting like a 1 inch by 2 inch little strip, like this right here. And all we do is on the other end that we did not put tape on, we're going to put it on top of the top part, like this, and we're just going to roll it around. And you might want to go ahead and have a piece of tape ready for this. And that way, when you have another piece of tape, you can take it and you can wrap it around the ends of it here, like this right here. And that gives you your little center part of your flower. Okay, so here we are. We have a stem ready for our flower to go on. So we're going to lay this to the side, and we're going to go back to our little handprint here. Our handprint is perfect the way it is, but what we're going to do is see how we roll these edges right here to kind of make it look like a flower. That's what we're going to do with this one. So we're going to start with the thumb. You're going to wrap it around the end of the pencil, and you're just going to kind of roll it a little bit, and that way it'll make it to where it curls, like that right there. Do each one of the fingers that way. You ain't got to roll them all the way up. You can just roll the tips of them. This works better if you're on the edge of a table. That way you pick up the fingers a little better. And you just roll each finger to where it curls. And then when you've got it done, it looks like you've got fingers that are doing this right here. So see? This is what your flower's starting to look like. Now, We're going to take the fingers, we're going to point them out. We're going to take our stem and we're going to put it in the center. So our flower should look like this. It should almost look like we're doing a rake, kind of like this. Go ahead and get you another piece of tape ready. And then that way when you stick it on here, we're just going to kind of overlap it a little bit. Not a lot, but just enough to where we can make it overlap. Now, I've put my piece of tape right here on the side where it's creased right there. I've put it on the side and I've kind of let it go wrap down around the stem. That way it kind of holds my plants and my little flower in place. And voila, you have a flower and you've got your little stem in there in the middle of it and you've got a flower. The next flower that I was going to show you how to make is a sunflower. This one here is very similar to the same thing that we just done. So first of all, we're going to make our stem. We'll go ahead and make our stem first since we already got started on that. So we're going to go ahead and roll our stem up. Sometimes the paper wants to work with you, sometimes it don't. I was just rolling it backwards, so whichever way is easier for you is to roll the paper. Once again, you want to do the same thing. You want to put a piece of tape down here on the end where we can hold it tight. Okay. Slide your pencil out, and then you have your stem. Okay. Now this next part seems to be just a tad bit tricky as well, but we're going to cut our paper in half. We're going to put them together, and we're going to cut them in half again. Yeah. I just sit there and think about that for a minute. Which way I was going with that. Okay. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each little 2 pieces of paper and I'm going to fold them in half. Fold little creases in there. See the little crease that I got here? It's almost thumb width. And then I'm just going to flip it back and forth on itself and kind of make like a fan. Like that right there. And then you have a little fan. See how when you take them apart, then you have 2, so that makes it a whole lot easier. And then we're going to go ahead and cut these in half. And then we're going to fold them in half. So we're going to cut each little section in half. Make sure you line them up really good because they will be crooked. And we're just going to keep cutting in half, and we're going to keep folding in half until we get several of these little together. Okay. And then we're going to do our other one like this the same way, because that way make sure that we've got plenty of little spots to make a whole round circle, because some of these will take a little while to do. So here I've got 2 more, and I'm going to cut them in half, and then I'm going to fold them in half. Okay, I'll start with this many because I think this should be plenty. Alright, so the first thing is when we do these here, we're doing the same thing with the tape. The tape seems to make them stick better. You can usually do 2 at a time. So we're going to tape them here in the middle. I'm going to put the 2 pieces together. So when we tape the 2 pieces together, they should not come apart or make it like a little tiny fan. So that's what we're going to do on each one of these. We're going to tape the little edges together. That way we kind of have little fans. And when you tape them together, go ahead and try to put them together. 4 may actually work. May have enough to do all 4 of them. I find it better to put the tape on one side of the little line, and that way you can just pull them together. So when you pull them together like this right here, put the tape on one corner. If you have any tape that goes out past the flower, you can cut that off with the scissors. Unless you get stuck to your finger and you can't get the tape off. So see, like this one here, I had quite a bit of tape. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the edge of it off. I have enough, I think, that would be okay, but I'm going to add a 5th one here just to make sure that it's good and full. And once again. Alright, so now we should have enough of these all together to make like a little circle. So now, just like we done with the other ones, we're going to take and we're going to, on the back side of those, we're going to put the tape and we're going to tape those together. We're just going to tape the little pieces together. Make sure they're kind of lined up. That way you make sure that you get them fairly in the right kind of corner. That way they'll all go together. So here we are trying to make a sunflower. And all we're doing is we're just putting these little ones together here. And we're going to add our last one here to where now it may look like it's not going to come together, but here in a few minutes it will when you get it all together. And add your last piece. Yeah, and we have our little flower. Now it kind of looks like it's going to fall apart, but it's not, I promise. Alright, so we're going to try to squeeze them all together. And if you don't think that they're going to stay together, you can always put a piece of tape on the back side of it just to kind of lay it across it. It'll kind of hold it together a little bit. Okay? Alright. So what we're going to do is now we're going to get our orange paper over here. We're just going to fold one corner of it down like it's right here. Not the whole sheet of paper, like that. And we're just going to start cutting out a little heart. So we're going to go up here at the top. And we're just going to start with a little heart right here. And we've cut out a heart. You see our heart? Now on here, this is where you can take a marker and you can just put I love you, Mom. Or Mama, or Aunt, or just whoever. You can just put I love you on there if you want to. Okay. Now, we're going to get back our stem real quick first. We're going to get another piece of tape. On this part, we're going to find a spot down here that's kind of got where it's got 2 of them together like this. It's got an edge. You can see that. It's got like the little flap right here. We're going to flatten our stem at the top. We're going to slide it down in here between those, and we're going to tape it. And that way we've kind of got, make sure it's between the 2 flowers, so that way you make sure you got it in there really good. We're going to tape it in there, and there's our one little flower. Okay. Now our little tape side right here that we've got right here, just leave it. We're going to get a pretty good size piece of tape this time. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but I got a pretty good size. And we're going to make it loop into each other. So we're going to take one end and another end. We're going to tape it together to where we make a little circle with our tape. We're going to add it right here in the center of our little flower. And then we put our heart right there on front of it, and we push down. And we have I Love You, Mom. So this is a couple of do-it-yourself flowers that you can do. And then you can put them all in a little bouquet all together. And you have a cute little bouquet of different flowers. This is I Love You, Mom, and little handprints. So I hope all you mothers have a wonderful Mother's Day this weekend. And I hope all you children enjoy doing a lot of fun with these flowers. Good luck. Bye.